hosted since 1974. Top-ranked and unbeaten Hurricanes now coming out of their locker room and ready to file onto the field. Jimmy Johnson has concluded with his final words. Miami has been holding its head up very high as of late. They have won 36 straight regular season games. They have won 20 in a row on the road. And since losing to Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl, 16 straight. And now the rest of the team will file out behind the captains and come onto the field here in South Bend. Jimmy Johnson, who went to Miami from Oklahoma State and has done an absolutely fabulous job down there. When he checked into his hotel room last night, it was surrounded with Notre Dame memorabilia. And for more on what happened as they were leaving the field, let's check in with John Dockery. John, what triggered it and how ugly was that incident?
Brent, it got fairly ugly. It wasn't just a pushing and shoving match. The police, as you said, had to use their billy clubs to force Miami back into the locker room. And behind me right now, Notre Dame is in their locker room alone with their thoughts, perhaps thinking of some of the bygone legends like the Bertellis and the Lou Jacks and the Harts and the Hornings. And they will leave by this narrow hallway, perhaps thinking of a national championship, something they haven't done in over a decade. And each player will touch this sign, play like a champion today. And that's exactly what they'll have to do to beat this talented Miami Hurricane club. And here they are.
The Miami players are forming a line behind the Notre Dame band. And the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against Jimmy Johnson and #1 Miami coming up. Billy Hackett will kick it off for the Irish, and Miami will return, and they will be moving into that rather gusting wind right now. Spencer and Hill are the deep men. Randall Hill, #3, near the right side of your screen, and Darrell Spencer returns punts and kickoffs. And the final instructions here for the officiating crew. Pressure on the players as well as the officials coming into this game. We have a split crew here this afternoon. Spencer at the 4. Going to a left return, and he's down at the 16. Andre Jones, #7, ripped in for the Irish. Now Miami offense. Steve Walsh, their unbeaten starting quarterback, will come up. Keep an eye on #43, Cleveland Gary. He is a superb pass catcher out of the backfield. Outside with Hill and Dale Dawkins. Dawkins a little more productive so far. 84, Rob Chazinski. Another key man to watch as Walsh comes up. 1st and 10 now for the Canes. They will throw on 1st down. No pressure. Complete at the 34 to Randall Hill on 1st down. And down it goes. He dropped the ball.
Yeah, that ball should have been caught, but Randall Hill did drop it.
Bobby Garcia anchors their offensive line. Mike Sullivan, Barry Panfill forced to move in after Holder was injured as a center. Garcia was a guard. John O'Neill and Darren Bruce. O'Neill playing with some injuries today. And it is 2nd and 10 as Miami drops the first pass of the afternoon. Now Cleveland Gary into the heart of that Notre Dame defense where Wes Pritchett brings him down. I'd like you to meet that defense right now. Chris Zorich, #50. You might want to watch him in the heart. He's a good one. George Williams and Jeff Alm will be under pressure all day. Arnold Ollie is his name, 97, a freshman starting at end, along with Frank Stams, Wes Pritchett, and Mike Stonebreaker. And we see the first wrinkle by Lou Holtz. 6 defensive backs, something he did not show at Pittsburgh. We knew something was in the works. Southall is in at safety, number 31, 6 DBs. And a great catch coming out by Brown. Makes a catch at the 40-yard line to give the Canes a first down on a 20-yard pass. Walsh to Brown.
Brent, Miami hits the seams of a defense's zone defense better than anybody in college football. This is although there are 5 defensive backs in, it is still just a zone. Andre Brown, right in the middle of that zone, runs right past Streeter, who had the short zone. Nice touch by Steve Walsh.
Pritchett and Stonebreaker are the inside linebackers. Chudzinski moves over to the right side. He's the tight end for Miami. And they run Conley straight up into that defense. Williams, 97 there, as were several other of the Irish, including Pritchett, number 34.
We just talked about how Miami likes to hit the zones, the seams, the zones. Watch the safeties when they come out. What they like to do is get that tight end right down here, or the fullback, Gary, and they hit the ball right in here. They do it better than anybody in America. They've been doing it ever since Gary Stevens has been here as the offensive coordinator.
Now Bolcar comes in at linebacker, and they move Pritchett over to the left side on the inside. 2nd and 7. Walsh under pressure. Ball is knocked free, and the Irish pounce on it.
And Steve Walsh thinks he was throwing the ball. He thought his arm was moving forward. And that is the key, what we said at the top of the show. Can Notre Dame put some pressure on Steve Walsh? Nobody's done it. Frank Stams on the left of the screen is the one who's going to put the pressure from the outside. He is the outside linebacker. He is getting held, but runs through the hole, and that's a good call. That ball was not going forward because Stams actually hit it before the ball was coming forward.
Notre Dame with a first down at the Miami 41. Tony Rice's first series, and he brings Pat Eiler's 13 in motion, and they will run right straight ahead behind the left side of the offensive line. They bring the fullback on first down. That's Braxton Banks. Let's meet that Notre Dame backfield. Tony Rice certainly in the spotlight this afternoon. Great depth here at running back. We'll be seeing Tony Brooks there. Outside wide receivers, Steve Alanis and Ricky Waters. Waters is in the Tim Brown spot. And the freshman, remember him, number 86. He's out of the Miami area. Derek Brown. He could emerge here this afternoon. 2nd and 6 for Rice and Notre Dame. The pitch at the last moment to Brooks. Brooks battling, and he may be inches short. Let's see where they spot the ball. That's going to be short of a first down. This will make it 3rd and short. Bubba McDowell, who has replaced the great Benny Blades as that safety man, coming up to stop him short. And you could see the pressure that the Miami defense got on the outside that time. There were 3 defenders forcing Rice to pitch it out. 3rd and 1. The wishbone or full house look now by the Irish. Miami pressing. First down and more as Banks carries a defender out of bounds inside the 30. What a burst by the left side of that offensive line. That's a 13-yard gain.
The reason teams play the wishbone in short yardage because there's a lot of different ways of getting 2 or 3 yards. This time it's going to be the fullback right here following his block of his left guard and then just reading it and then bowling for about 4 or 5 extra yards. He hugs the block of his second tight end too, Rod West, number 43. But the wishbone has 3 or 4 different ways to get you short yardage.
First down for Notre Dame. Off that draw, it is Brooks squeezing through close to the 20-yard line. Rice keeps it on the bootleg, and Berry misses him, and he is finally dropped by Rod Carter.
Brett, I'm not so sure that Tony Rice didn't go the wrong way, but nonetheless, he has that kind of athletic ability. He has that kind of ability that can make Notre Dame Stadium look like a sandlot. I think he was supposed to give that ball to Mark Green there because Green was very, very surprised, but then he's got the ability to make something positive out of something negative.
Kenny Berry running him down. Now the ball is at the 7-yard line. This is a 3rd down. The Irish have to get inside the 3 for a first down. So it is 3rd and 4 against this defense. Rice keeping it. He'll go for the touchdown. Hero of the Michigan game. The hands will come up to relax him. Bangs it.
Brent, what caused this touchdown was the result of some very good blocking on the right side of the offensive line. They kill and knock everybody down inside. And Tony Rice feels that, and then he hugs the block of Tony Brooks, and he gets in the end zone. And this is a surprise how well Notre Dame is running the ball.
7-0. We'll be right back.
Watch how they come down and create a little seam there for Tony Rice on the option. He also picks up a nice block by Tony Brooks, and that's the angle the quarterback needs to take on the option when he wants to score inside the 5.
Tony Rice told us that Derek Brown is a spectacular blocker as well as a receiver for a freshman. Now, in last year's route down in the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame never got inside Miami's 26-yard line. Now they have driven 75 yards in 12 plays, a 6-minute drive. They converted all 4 third-down situations. They lead at 7-0. They've left Miami with 3.5 minutes here in the opening quarter. The game is definitely moving in Notre Dame's favor, but this is the most explosive team in college football, and Hill's got an opening in the middle. There's a penalty flag down, thrown in an area where there might have been a clip. Back at around the 15-yard line. Second and 5. Andre Jones 7, and Frank Stamms on the defensive ends. Walsh off a play fake to buy time, throws to Cleveland Gary. And Gary has a first down before Todd Light brings him down at the 44. That's a gain of 20 yards. Walsh to Gary.
Brent, what makes Miami different than most college teams is they use the fullback so much. Now, Cleveland Gary can give you 2 yards on a short run. He is able to get outside, and then he's also able to get downfield. And here he is, right here on the rollout. He finds the seam right in here. He's got a great feel for the game on pass routes. He comes underneath the tight end. Well, good coverage, but well thrown.
Conley runs, cuts back on first down. Broke a tackle, but he is brought down at the 40-yard line. Notre Dame 7, Miami nothing. We'll return after this message and a word from your local station. Magnificent afternoon for a big game. Number 1, Miami, unbeaten through 4. The Fighting Irish, unbeaten through 5. Notre Dame scored the only touchdown in the first 15 minutes. They show a 4-man line as Stamms goes down, and Walsh to throw against it. Has plenty of time. Down in the middle, and it is complete. Andre Brown, number 83, with a 20-yard gain, and the Canes alive on this drive.
And the key here was the pass protection that Steve Walsh had right in the middle of your screen. Number 83, Andre Brown, runs the crossing route. It's man for man, and that's why there's no linebackers on the inside, and that's an easy throw. Also, Cleveland Gary stayed in to block Frank Stamms that time. See 43 Cleveland on the left side of the screen. He stayed in to block Stamms that time.
So Stamms, the marked man in that rush. Canes with a first down inside the Irish 25, and Walsh will fire again. Flares out here to Conley. Conley beats one tackler and gets inside the 15-yard line. Jeff Alm tackling him, and if you just turned on your television set, here's what happened earlier. There was a little pregame incident as Miami left the field and went through the Notre Dame players who were warming up. Rice scored the touchdown. He's the Notre Dame quarterback. And it has been a turnover-prone game so far. Now, Miami, even though they haven't given up sacks, they have been plagued by turnovers, both fumbles and interceptions. Now a second down. This is Conley into the hole, bust free. And a big first down for Miami. They get down to the Notre Dame 7-yard line, and the Hurricanes starting to exert themselves.
And a very nice audible there by Steve Walsh. And again, another indication on how he can beat you with his head as well as his arm. He saw some little defensive backs in the center of that defense, and he audibled right there, gave Conley the ball, and they picked up the first down.
Chudzinski, the tight end. And Walsh again barking signals down at the student body section. He will throw here. He's got his man, Andre Brown, and he is short of the goal line. No, they rule he's in. Touchdown, Miami.
And that's a heads-up play by Andre Brown. All he has to do is get the ball across the plane of the goal line.
Great effort by Andre Brown, who grew up in the Chicago area, to reach in and score the touchdown for the Canes, who have brought some of their loyalists with them. Quite a few of whom are out of the Chicago area because Jimmy Johnson has recruited some fine football players from just down the freeway. Carlos Huerta of Miami in an attempt here to tie the score at 7. Perfect. Miami 7, Notre Dame 7, and let's take another look at this as they crossed him coming out. Miami sometimes uses this play on a 2-point conversion, Pat.
And another example of Walsh using his head. This was an audible. See the man-for-man coverage, gets the ball out there, and Andre Brown uses some power to get the ball into the end zone.
We'll be right back. Edgar Bennis set to kick it off. And the Rocket Man, Raghib Ismail, back deep for the Irish, standing inside his own goal line. Notre Dame has gone to town with kickoff returns. Johnson and the Hurricanes worked on kickoff coverage this week. Very deep, and he will down it right there. Now it is second down. Ran about 12. They must get up to their own 30 here. And Rice again pulls out. Has good protection. Goes long, overthrows, incomplete. He wanted Ismail, and the ball was thrown high.
Very good coverage there by Bubba McDowell, the free safety, but very good pass protection for Tony Rice. And again, if Miami plays those 4-down linemen, which is unusual in college football, and they can really get upfield. But the ball was a little bit high for Ismail and well covered by McDowell, the free safety.
Back to a point Pat made earlier. For Notre Dame to stay in this, Rice is going to have to complete some balls. He's only 1 of 4 for 22 yards. He's got 13 yards to go for the first down right now. Again, the offensive line gives him time. He goes deep to Ismail down the middle against McDowell, and he's got it. He falls down at the 25-yard line, or he would have scored. A fabulous catch with Bubba McDowell on him, 57 yards.
And Brent, Bubba McDowell just misjudged it. He thought he had it all the way, and it was well covered. But Bubba McDowell thought he was going to intercept it, and Rice is under some pressure by the front 4. Early protection there. He's got a very strong arm. He's going to get hit after he throws this one by Russell Maryland, number 67. But watch the free safety McDowell. He slows up. He thinks he's going to pick it off, misjudges it, and Ismail just bobbles the ball, and that's why he didn't score.
Banks and Brooks are the running backs. Rice keeping it on the option. He gets past Shannon. He broke through the linebackers, and coming from behind, Rod Carter, number 91, the other outside man, finally got all the way over there to make the stop.
And that kind of throw and completion there by Tony Rice has got to lift his spirits. He is struggling. What does surprise me, though, in the passing selection is they're not really making him throw the ball very short. He's throwing everything downfield. Clearly, those are more difficult to complete.
Ball is at the Miami 14. Full house look again. Waters back at halfback. Gets to the 9-yard line.
Another nice play by 22, Randy Shannon. He is the other outside linebacker for Miami. In their scheme, they try to force everything to the linebackers in that 4-3. Shannon fights off the block and puts the stop. Well played by Randy Shannon.
Second down, and Curry quickly taken out of the game. Now 4 down linemen for Miami. Rice pressure on the corner, and he did not get too far as Jones, number 63, able to penetrate and get in behind him. So it'll be 3rd down here again for Notre Dame. That clock continuing to move inside of 8 minutes, keeping the ball out of Miami's hands.
This game is going just like Lou Holtz hoped it would. Close game, then they being able to run the football.
Now 3rd and 5, slot to the left, and Rice to throw going in. Drops it off for a touchdown. Fullback Braxton Banks. Notre Dame leads again. Missed a couple of extra points this year. He has not been perfect. And this one's good, and it's a 7-point Irish lead.
Brent, at the beginning of the game, we said Tony Rice had to complete the possession-type passes. Braxton Banks lines up at fullback, runs a little delay right over the middle, and he's a big fullback with soft hands, and the Irish lead 14-7. Here's a look at the touchdown to Braxton Banks, the fullback. He runs a delay out of the backfield. On the play earlier, he bowled for about 4 yards, and here he showed you what kind of receiver he is. But there was some miscommunication on the Miami defense. Watch these 2 linebackers as they take the tight end. He goes here. Banks waits, comes right underneath for the touchdown. Well-timed, well-designed play. Lou Holtz always has some delays and screens and passes like that in every game plan that he has.
So leading 14-7, Hackett with the ball on the tee. And because of the wind he's kicking into, Miami's return men are set at the 10-yard line. Breeze measured at 10 to 15 miles an hour here this afternoon. Spencer and Hill are at the 10 for the Hurricanes. Fields it at the 14. This is Hill. Middle return, and down he goes. Now Miami, which can strike so quickly, shows motion. Brown on 1st down, and Walsh is going to put it up. It's Chudzinski crossing underneath against the motion, and he was wide open. 1st and 10 on an 18-yard pass play, and again, the tight end for Jimmy Johnson's offense.
You have to really like Rob Chudzinski. He is the guy, he's on the left of your screen, number 84, that was the 15 tight end a year ago. He is not a terribly talented guy, but he's one of those guys that finds a way to get open and then never drops the ball once he catches it.
Walsh with the call at the line of scrimmage. Gary straight ahead into the heart of the defense.
Talk about what Steve Walsh has done by downs. You know, he uses a lot of different receivers, but on 1st down, you see how accurate he is. 2nd down, of course, as well, and 3rd down. 3rd down really has been his specialty over the last year and a half at Miami. He seems to come up with more big plays on 3rd downs, although he did throw the interception there earlier in the game.
Frank Stams, who was not on the field for that play, checks back in. Pritchett and Stonebreaker, the inside men, drop off. Walsh drops to Cleveland Gary. Gary circling for another Miami first down, and the Canes come right back, hammering away to the Notre Dame 41-yard line. 14 more yards. Gary has caught 3 passes for 47 yards here this afternoon.
Brent, remember yesterday when Lou Holtz said Miami beat you running the football, and what he meant was after the catch, and that was a perfect example. Gary caught about a 4-yard pass and made it into a 15-yard gain because he runs so well after the catch.
So Georgia Tech stuns South Carolina today in the big upset. And here Notre Dame leading Miami, but early. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Walsh's pass is deflected and intercepted. Terrell will go the distance. For his 3rd extra point attempt. On Pat Terrell's electrifying 60-yard return as Frank Stams, who has played a whale of a game, tips this pass.
The left of the screen, Stams down here, and an interception generally starts with a strong pass rush. Stonebreaker comes in. Stams on the left side of the screen, number 30, gets his hands up. The ball gets tipped as he's trying to throw it to Conley, and Terrell, who's got very good speed, and that's why this is his first start at free safety. They wanted speed back there to be able to make plays like that.
It's 21-7. Irish lead it. Billy Hackett with the ball on the tee again. And Steve Walsh with the toughest game he's faced yet. He has fumbled once and he has thrown 2 interceptions. As Notre Dame is able to generate pressure on the quarterback like no one has done against the Canes yet this season. Now it's Randall Hill with blazing speed. Getting to the outside. Good field position. Ball is put down. Was it out of bounds? They rule he was down right there.
From the 18-yard line.
Notre Dame continues to shift defensive personnel in and out of the game. They show blitz with Volcar. Now Stonebreaker backs away and they don't come. Walsh complete to Gary. And Gary wrapped up the Notre Dame 45. It'll be a first down for the Hurricanes. Another 10 yards. Walsh to his fullback.
Brent, you hit the nail on the head. What Notre Dame is doing is coming up and giving Steve Walsh a blitz look right at the beginning, and he calls an audible. Then they back off in zone coverage. That time he still completed it to Cleveland Gary.
Now Zorich is out of the game, and they put a fresh nose man in. 3 down linemen, and they back off, fully expecting Miami to run the pass play, and instead they go with the draw, and Conley with his best run of the afternoon, battling for extra yardage. So turnovers have plagued this team this year.
And that's the big difference between this year's team and last. And today they've had several turnovers as well.
One other difference. Michael Irvin, Brian Blades, and Brett Perriman are not there as the outside receivers. This Miami team depends on a fullback, Cleveland Gary, and a tight end, Rob Chizinski. They've got the fullback slotted right now in this formation. Gary goes out. Oh, 83 Brown, hammered hard by Todd Todd Light, who came up, read it perfectly that time. But they continue to move the chains. Another first down, and there's 3.5 minutes. Plenty of time here for Miami in the first half.
Steve Walsh doesn't have the strongest arm in college football, but if you throw the ball early enough, you still can complete passes. Good timing on the throw to Brown, and then he takes a shot from Todd Light. Very nice release he has.
And Walsh changes the play up at the line. The defense continues to move. They come with the blitz this time, and it's incomplete. He had to hurry because they were coming with the blitz, but he had Gary open for a touchdown.
That's the state of mind a quarterback gets in when he sees a blitz. Sometimes you think you have to hurry it even when you're well protected. It was very good for protection there for Steve Walsh. Had plenty of time to throw the ball, but hurried his throw. Watch the blitz come from all the linebackers inside. He hurries the throw, but he's got plenty of time, and Cleveland Gary is wide open for a score.
For Miami fans, this is somewhat reminiscent of what Tennessee did. Blitzing, different coverages down in that Sugar Bowl game. I'm sure that Vinny Testaverde remembers what I said. Now Walsh pulling out. Has time again. Near side, out of bounds. And I mean, Smagala made sure he was out of bounds. We've got a 4th and 5 situation here, and Pat Hayden, what's your feeling about this call by Miami to go for it?
I am very surprised that they're going on 4th and 5. At 4th and 1, sure, but with 5 yards, you're going to obviously have to complete a pass. They're thinking must be being down by 14 points. They need to get 7 before halftime, not 3. But I am surprised by the call. They have the wind at their back. I think they should kick a field goal.
I don't know. This is a pretty potent offense. They get a first down. They can keep a drive going here. Brown's the slot man. Let's see how it works out. Kowalkowski replaced the injured Stams. First down. Conley going for the corner. Touchdown, Miami.
A terrific call by Jimmy Johnson. It's incredible. Conley out of the backfield. He went to the side where the 2 wide receivers were. They came inside, and he went right into a vacant area.
What a magnificent first half we have had for a big game. Sometimes the athletes are so tight that it doesn't quite come together, but boy, we've had some great plays here so far. Now, Huerta can pull Miami to within 7. There is a penalty flag down. Penalty flag down. He kicked it right through. See if they have to try it again or if it's against Notre Dame. So he's got the extra point.
Offside called against the Irish.
And it's a 7-point game again. Let's take a look at this touchdown. This was just a beautiful play, and nobody picked up Conley coming out of the backfield. Somebody has to go with him. Now remember, Stams is hurt. He was not over there.
And when you have as much confidence in your passing game as Miami does, I guess you do go for it on 4th and 5. But what happens here, both these guys come here. Conley goes right out into the vacant area and is wide open. The 2 wide receivers clear the area, and they're very good protection. A linebacker has to pick up Conley there, but that's a mismatch. Nobody was there.
Anything Jimmy Johnson of Miami comes up with shouldn't surprise anybody who's been watching him now through the years. They really ambush him. Notre Dame fully expect him to kick it all the way, and he'll take it on in. Ismail lets it go out of the end zone with that wind you were talking about at his back. He rips it out, and now the Miami defense, Pat, will attempt to come up with a series and give Walsh another at bat. Right now would be a terrific situation for them if they get past this 3rd down. Now this down puts a lot of pressure on Tony Rice. He came through back in his own end zone once.
Exactly, and what they may try to do is just throw the ball deep and not risk the interception. Either that or maybe it's some sort of draw play or inside trap.
They overload the speed to the right side. They show slot, and Rice rolls in that direction now. He is being chased, and he will not get the first down. Notre Dame will have to punt it away. Miami probably will use its last timeout. They'll stop that clock at 1:16 now, forcing the punt. Sexton at his 16. Gets it off. Miami will have good field position. Fair catch called for there by Spencer. He had to make a diving catch. It's only a 26-yard punt. They want to get Huerta into field goal range. They're out of timeouts. They have to be careful throwing into the middle of the field right now with the clock moving. They show a slot formation. Down to the middle, and it is complete at the 15-yard line to Andre Brown.
Same pass he caught earlier versus that double zone. They hit the seam of the defense down the middle like no one does in college.
So Andre Brown off the bench with the play. He's the receiver that time for 22 yards. Now 31 seconds with which to work. And they can take a shot at a touchdown. Walsh pulls it out. Has protection. There it is. Cleveland Gary for the touchdown. Miami does it again. Just what they do best of all. What a fabulous college football team working against the clock.
They just don't need those timeouts, do they? Didn't need him against Michigan. Didn't need him here in this last drive.
Now Huerta for the extra point, which would leave us tied with 20 seconds to go. Boy, there's something, aren't they? Got it in. Had to hesitate a little bit while the ball was being put down perfectly for him. And then Carlos Huerta ties it.
Watch the slot receiver there. He fools the freshman linebacker, Ali, number 97, who really should be running with Gary, number 43. That's what happens sometimes when you have an 18-year-old freshman playing in a big game like this.
In the first half, number 43 caught 7 passes for 88 yards. This one, the touchdown that brought the Canes right back into the deadlock. Jim Nance will be back with the college football report right after this message and a word from your local station. We're tied at 21. Well, Pat Hayden, 30 minutes of football left. What do we expect here on the part of the Irish?
I think what you're going to see is them continue to put pressure on Steve Walsh. We said at the top of the show that was the key. Frank Stamms did it in the first half. That's why the game is tied.
Notre Dame was able to run the ball, but a great comeback by Miami late in the first half. And we get ready now for the second half kickoff. Edgar Bennis of the Hurricanes will kick it off. Now Notre Dame will have that wind at their back for the fourth quarter. Ismail runs up on this one. He's got it at the 5, driven back to the 3, and breaks free with that speed of his. Comes out to the 28-yard line. Bubba McDowell finally gets him. Notre Dame with the ball at the Miami 46-yard line. Now Rod Carter, number 91, has started to exert himself as the weak side outside linebacker. Rice to throw on first down. Has time. Waters open. He's got it. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Rice to Waters.
Ricky Waters runs a great corner route, and it's set up by him faking inside to the post. Then he breaks out. And at the top of the show, we said Notre Dame has more speed than they've ever had. Ricky Waters is one of those guys. Beats the corner inside on the fake and then makes the catch.
First and goal with the full house. Rod West, number 43, checks into the backfield. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Pat Eilers. through.
Pat Eiler's first touchdown. He transferred from Yale after his freshman year because he wanted to go somewhere where football was more important and still could get a good education. And he's a happy senior for the Irish. That's Pat Eilers.
Nothing more important than that moment for Notre Dame as they regain the lead, 28-21.
When Notre Dame has gotten down inside the 5-yard line, they've run behind to the right side. Dean Brown's big block at tackle. Watch him as he buries Greg Mark and clears the hole there for Pat Eiler. Stays with his block, has very good foot position. Sees right there with him the whole way. And Eiler sees the block, hugs it, cuts right inside of him.
And Randall Hill, one of the deep men. And again, because of the wind, they are standing at about the 10-yard line. The shadows start to lengthen here in South Bend. Now, Jimmy Johnson could afford that fake punt because of the strength of his football team. But by letting Notre Dame score, he has allowed the crowd to really get back in this one now. Miami must silence them first of all, and they can do that in moments. One of the few times a gamble that backfires in his face. Before that, Notre Dame had not taken any scoring advantage of 4 Miami turnovers. They'd had to do it the hard way. Short to Hill. He runs up near the 25-yard line. Darren Handy is the guard in there. Passing situation for the Hurricanes. They flood the right side. 3 out. Walsh with time, and he's got the first down. It's that man again, Cleveland Gary. First down at the Notre Dame 24-yard line. 20 more yards for the fullback coming out of the backfield.
Cleveland Gary is hiding on the wing formation, the right bottom of the screen. But again, see, nobody bumps him as he comes off the line of scrimmage. He's got a free run right through the defense. You have to stop a guy, at least give him a jam close to the line of scrimmage if he's hurting you.
He now has 9 catches, 113 yards. His hand is so large, he needed a 16.5 size ring. He's blocking for Crowell. Ooh, Crowell got hit hard by Terrell. Ball coming free on that far side, but he was down. Ooh, that was a big-time blow over there.
Pat Terrell was the guy they were hoping were going to come up with a lot of big plays. He's right in the middle of your screen, number 15. And again, this is his first start of the season. He's got speed, and he's got the ability to put a hit on a running back.
He is 2 officially.
They called the ball down. It did come loose, but Miami still recovered it.
One of those talented Florida athletes who got away from the state. Now second down and 9. Irish with 5. They come on the blitz, and it's intercepted. Jeff Ulm intercepts the ball. The Irish blitz forces Walsh to the short drop. There's the 5th Miami turnover, and Jeff Ulm is 6'7".
Barry Alvarez, the defensive coordinator, told us that because Steve Walsh takes such short drops, they felt their linemen could get their hands up and deflect balls and make plays like this. And when you have tall guys like Ulm, who's 6'7", that's what happens.
So the Canes were driving for a tying touchdown. Now Rice trying to reposition Eilers quickly over to the left side slot. And he runs Brooks, and Marks chases him back, and Brooks finds daylight. Brooks explodes to the 47. Individual athletic ability. 22 yards as he was cut off by Greg Mark.
And again, Brent, another example of a different type of athlete at Notre Dame that wasn't there a few years ago in the route. Tony Brooks sees everything shut down. Greg Mark makes a great play, forces it back inside, but gets no help because everybody had overrun the play, and Brooks is up the field for a big gain.
Now, Robert Bailey checks into that defensive secondary for Miami on a first down. And here he comes again. Brooks on the cutback, and Curry wraps him up. Bernard Clark forced him in, and Curry made the tackle for the Hurricanes.
What Notre Dame has is a nice mixture of running backs. Tony Brooks can give you a big play. He's a good outside runner with speed. Mark Green, very strong from tackle to tackle. Good inside runner.
Jimmy Jones now out of the game. Maryland and Curry are the defensive tackles. Mark and Hawkins the ends. Rice to throw on 2nd and 8. Right down the middle to his tight end, complete. The big fella, Derek Brown.
Two deep zone. We've seen both teams run this all day long. Again, the tight end, you see these two guys playing back here. He gets right in the seam of the defense, and that is the soft spot. You have to hold the tight end. A nice touch here by Rice, lofting it over the linebacker and in front of the safety.
And Bobby Harden, who was a defensive back on that play, number 39, goes off to the side. He was shaken up. Hurley Brown in. And for Miami, Derek Brown is the one who got away. Jimmy Johnson thought he was coming, but he paid a visit to Notre Dame, and he got all wrapped up in the tradition, and here he is. Bobby Harden back on the field for the Hurricanes. They've also got the tight end. Rice off a fake. Goes, and it's deflected, incomplete. They wanted Waters, who was alone, and Tony threw to the left of him. He had him open momentarily, and that allowed the defensive back, Donald Ellis, to come over quickly.
And Ricky Waters, number 12, was wide open right in the back of the corner, but he underthrew it. The ball was way high, but Waters was wide open on the inside.
So it's Reggie Ho time for the Irish. This a 27-yarder. Notre Dame had one blocked, but that was Billy Hackett attempting that one. 37 seconds in the 3rd period. Miami with tremendous kick blocking ability. And this one on the money. It's a 10-point Notre Dame lead. 31-21. We'll be right back. So there's the score by quarters. Still 37 seconds left here in number 3rd. I'll tell you what might have been the most important moment of the afternoon. When Notre Dame won the toss and deferred. They're going to have the win at their back for the 4th quarter. Why, the return men for the Hurricanes right now are standing up on the 15-yard line. And so they kick it on the ground. And this is Randall Hill. Racing to the right side and brought down by a beautiful tackle by number 13. A gorgeous job by Pat Eilers. 15 minutes to go. Notre Dame 31, Miami 21. We'll return after this message and a word from your local stations. That scoreboard has witnessed a lot of memories here in South Bend. Folks, see that little opening there up there next to 4th quarter? Frank Leahy used to hide an assistant coach up there, right there with binoculars. He'd run down at the intermission and tell him about the line spacings.
The Irish did that?
I imagine the ghost of Frank is very much with us here this afternoon. Now Walsh pulls out. With time, throws complete to his tight end, Chudzinski, on the far side before he is forced out of bounds. And on the sidelines, that symbol that has become known as the Hurricanes of Miami, 4 fingers up, telling one and all that the 4th quarter belongs to us. And remember, at Ann Arbor, 5.5 minutes to go, they trailed the Wolverines 30-14 without using a single timeout. They came back to beat Michigan 31-30. Now they trail Notre Dame by 10, and they're driving for the 1st down. Walsh changing the play at the line of scrimmage against this Irish ever-changing defense. Stonebreaker picked up on the blitz. The throw, and it is complete on the far side. A fabulous catch over there by Brown, who was under enormous pressure and held on.
And that was beautifully timed by Walsh. Again, you don't need to have Terry Bradshaw's arm if you can throw the ball on time. And that's just what happened. Brown ran the out pattern against the soft coverage, and the ball was right there on time.
Now a 1st and 10 for the Canes at the Notre Dame 24-yard line. Gary and Crowell are the setbacks. Off a fake to Crowell. Buys time. Complete over the middle to Gary, and Gary's inside the 10-yard line.
Walsh, Cleveland Gary.
15 more yards for that combination. Walsh to his fullback, and not much pressure on Walsh during this drive. Third down. The ball is at the Notre Dame 6-yard line.
And the defensive coaches on their sidelines are telling the Irish defenders, get those hands up again and tip into the ball.
Walsh changing the play, using the hand signals, has a slot to the right. Under pressure this time, throws incomplete, and Brown was down in the end zone. He and Light had collided. And the field goal unit trots onto the field for Jimmy Johnson.
Fourth down.
Carlos Huerta, number 27, with a 23-yarder. Kirk Sandifer, number 12, backup quarterback, will put it down. Beautiful kick. Never a doubt about that one. And the lead is now 7. 31-24. 13 minutes to go. Jim, our score is 31-24. Notre Dame over Miami. 13 minutes to go. Boy, we've had more than 700 total yards here this afternoon. This game reminds me of another Miami game. Not a Miami-Notre Dame game, but a Miami-Boston College game. You get the feeling that maybe this one will come down to that last at bat too, don't you? Menace with the ball on the tee. A short kick into the wind. Ismail has to go through his legs. He'll hurry and pick it up and get buried. He should have dove on it right there. He risked fumbling it. Instead, Notre Dame will have the ball in bad field position. And back to the 10-yard line.
And that's a big difference, because they should have had this ball up near the 40-yard line, but again, the wind is playing tricks with the ball. It goes right through his legs, and there he should have just fell on it. He risked the fumble, but he wasn't lucky enough to hang on to it. Big one.
Rice keeps it. Now he pitches. It's on the ground. Loose ball picked up by Notre Dame. And Brooks is brought down. Oh, a dangerous moment there. But the Irish will be forced to punt.
That's why they call it the luck of the Irish, because that ball could have gone anywhere. Again, Tony Rice makes the pitch. It's a little bit out in front of Ricky Waters. Oftentimes that happens to a quarterback when he has to throw it to his left with his left hand. They usually aren't as proficient. But Tony Brooks is there to make the lucky recovery.
Now that 10-man rush against Jim Sexton. They will come again. Gets it off. Drives Spencer back inside the 35-yard line. And Spencer is down at the 46-yard line. Miami 54 yards away from a tying touchdown. 10:28 remaining, and we'll be right back.
West of the tackle.
Steve Walsh, again, you can see how accurate he has been. He has thrown it well on each down, both short and long, and he has thrown it to 6 different receivers today.
Zorich back in at the nose. Conley back at tailback behind Gary. And Walsh on first down is going to put it up again. Drops it off inside to Conley, and he gets a first down. 11-yard gain. Walsh to Conley. Man, they're into Notre Dame territory to the 43-yard line.
Stonebreaker.
What did you say?
They're going to throw it. Walsh. Beautiful catch by Brown, and out of bounds at the 14. A spectacular catch and a gain of 21 yards.
That is an incredible throw and touch. I wasn't sure whether he was throwing it to Brown or Randall Hill. He had both of them. But again, it's such an easy pass to catch. It is so soft, and it looks like from that angle he was throwing it to Brown. And if he could have just kept his balance a little bit better, he would have scored. set up by good pass protection.
So a wide receiver with a reputation for dropping the ball comes of age here this afternoon. From Chicago, Brown has caught 6 for 105 yards and a touchdown. And they run Cleveland Gary. He battles his way down close to the 11-yard line. 8 minutes left in this game. Yesterday, when the Miami Hurricanes arrived, Andre Brown said, "Excuse me for just a moment." We were chatting on the sides. "Excuse me, Mr. Musburger, I got to go down to the end zone and practice waving to the crowd when I score." He must have known something. I thought he was putting me on a little bit down there. There was another great moment that Miami fans should know about. The baseball team came up here and played the Fighting Irish, and in the first game of that series, Notre Dame won at 11-2. Rich Dalrymple, the SID, saw me having a beer, and he said, "Hey, Brent, they ran up the score on us." All right, Walsh pulls out now. Goes for the end zone, has him all alone, and he's no good. He had backed out of the end zone. Andre Brown out of the back of the end zone, and he was open.
And what nice play by Todd Light, number 1 there, the corner, who at the very last moment, as you see Light, number 1, he's playing his zone. The very last moment, he gets in the way of the reception, gets his hand up, and knocks the ball out of Brown's hand. That's a good play.
3rd down and 7 for the Canes. Brown and Hill go to the left. Conley is out there on a wing. Gary all alone in the backfield. Incomplete. Johnson complaining about no call.
And I think he was upset because Leonard Conley was wide open. Now, he did say pass interference, but when the ball gets tipped, as that ball was, there is no pass interference. Jimmy is claiming that there was, but the ball is going to get tipped. Early on by inside, one of the inside linebackers tipped that ball. But watch Conley, 28, he's wide open in the flat.
Fourth down and everything. Puts it down. Notre Dame pounces on the loose ball. Walsh is quickly there. Was he called down? Notre Dame ball. They have fumbled at the 1-yard line. Jimmy Johnson furious. Mike Stonebreaker has just recovered the biggest fumble of the season for the Fighting Irish. Jimmy doesn't believe it.
He thought the receiver, Cleveland Gary, was down. Again, this is 4th and 7. There is no such thing as long yardage for this team. There's everything riding on this pass. The ball is caught there. He has possession. And the ball came loose before he went down. That's a good call by the official. And the recovery there by Stonebreaker. You're going to see the ball come out of his hands.
You talk about luck or whatever. Jimmy's still trying to talk to the official. Just furious on that far side right now about this turn of events here. Plenty of time left in the game. 6:40 to go. And they run that sprint draw package with Brooks out to the 5-yard line. Shannon mixing it up down in the middle.
And again, with 6:28, this next 2 downs for this Miami defense will determine, I think, how, if they're going to maintain that number 1 ranking. These become the critical downs for this Miami defense.
Anthony Johnson replaces Banks. This is a 2nd down. The Irish must get to the 11. So they have 5 yards to go here. Crum is now playing linebacker. They run Brooks wide. He cuts up, stayed on his feet long enough, and a Notre Dame first down. 11 yards on that play.
And one back cleared the way for the other. Anthony Johnson, the fullback, threw a key block that allowed Tony Brooks to find the seam in the first down. Johnson's the fullback, number 22. Watch as he kicks the defensive linebacker, Shannon, out. Brooks hugs that block, cuts inside, and that's a big first down for the Irish.
5.5 minutes to go. Shannon now back in as a linebacker, and he comes in to make the stop that time. So Crum replaced Shannon for a play. Continuing to call the plays for the Fighting Irish, as he has done all game long, using shuttling fullbacks to bring them in and out. Second down and long. Rice on the roll, under pressure, incomplete. Threw a one-hopper that time. And number 67 on the Miami defense that time. Russell Maryland was applying pressure. Forced him to hurry, or he might have hit the open man. Ricky Waters was the intended receiver, and it was Maryland who exerted force.
Think about Russell Maryland. He's only 6'1" and 275 pounds, but he's got a dancer's feet. He's very, very quick and built and gets very good leverage and can get upfield.
Now another big play for Tony Rice. Over 800 total yards. Here's the third down. 9 yards for the first down. Miami presses with its defense, and Rice could not get free, and it was Maryland tripping him up that time.
That was the right call for that defense. Man-for-man defense, they had the quarterback draw on, but again, a terrific play by Russell Maryland inside. 67 right there. Left part of the screen is a quarterback draw. If he doesn't tackle him, that's going to be a first down for the Irish. Big play.
Now they line up 10 men against this punt again. And Sexton, the punter, a little bit late coming onto the field. 10 seconds left on the clock. Game was so good he was enjoying it. Standing at the 4, gets it off, drives Spencer back to the 42-yard line, and he is down at the 49-yard line. 43-yard punt and a 7-yard return. 3:52 to go, and here come the Hurricanes again. Johnson did a little officiating up at Ann Arbor. Not so successful here in South Bend. He's claiming that the ground caused the fumble. The replay indicated that it did not. Nevertheless, it is 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes at midfield. And Walsh to put it up again. With time, he comes to Chudzinski, his tight end, who is forced out of bounds. A penalty marker goes down after Chudzinski is driven out of bounds on the near sideline.
That's a good call. He was way out of bounds, I think, when Chris Zorich, the nose tackle, who, although hustling, hit him late.
So a big personal foul about to be tacked on against Notre Dame.
Late hit, defense, 15-yard penalty.
Here you see the end of it. He's out there. Take 2 steps out before Zorich hit him.
You know, in fairness to Zorich, and I don't usually ease up on somebody who hits anybody late, his head was down over there on the sideline. I don't think it was intentional, but nevertheless, it was a good call. He was out of bounds when the call was made. He has played with a lot of exuberance here this afternoon. Now we're down to it. 3:45. 1st and 10 for Miami. Walsh. Stamms gets him from behind. The ball's on the ground. Notre Dame. Frank Stamms does it again. And there's the man who wrapped it up, Chris Zorich.
Left part of the screen, Stamms comes screaming off the corner. Beat his man quick. Again, Walsh can't see him. And Zorich, number 50, is there to make the recovery. That's great team defense.
Now it belongs to Tony Rice. The Irish are 3:30 away from an enormous upset. But they must have first downs. Miami, the most dangerous team in the college game with time running down. They'll run Brooks, and Bernard Clark chases him down. The middle linebacker with a big play for the Canes.
Miami has all 3 of its timeouts remaining.
He looks woozy.
Well, he does not get hit or touch much, but you can see he's got the bandage on the chin. He took a shot in the first half. He's had more pressure than he's ever had.
This has been a war here this afternoon in South Bend. Second down and 15. And timeout is being called. They were substituting linemen. And they got on the field late with Tim Grunhardt, who had just come on the field, injury and all. And now Rice will go over and talk to Holtz. 3 minutes, and we'll be right back. Pat, what about that play down by the goal line?
And Gary did not have possession. That's what was happening. He was bobbling the ball. That's why it was a fumble and not the touchdown. And the official made the right call.
Now Notre Dame with the full house. They substituted the injured guard, and Rice running the ball, wrapped up by Hawkins, who gets across. And Miami with all 3 timeouts remaining and plenty of time in this game. Wouldn't it be something if it came down to the 2-point conversion? Just might happen.
And remarkable, Miami came into the game with 14 turnovers. Today, they have had 7. Largely the result of Frank Stamms putting pressure on Steve Walsh.
3rd and 17. Pat, what would you call here? Would you be conservative, or would you go long now?
I think you take a shot. You have one-on-one coverage down with Ismail. If they can't catch it, you don't worry about it. You punt the ball away, but throw the ball downfield.
They got Robert Bailey one-on-one on Ismail. Rice is hit, though, and he cannot get it away as Shannon comes in, forces the fumble. Miami's ball inside the 15-yard line.
Again, it is Greg Mark who made another great play. The guy with the bum ankle puts the pressure on Tony Rice. Far right of the screen, Greg Mark. Again, right in here, these two guys come in and put the pressure on Tony Rice. Again, Lou Holtz is figuring he's going to get this ball off, and it's going to be a safe deep pass. That Shannon, number 22, who really put the stop on him, and Mark, who made the recovery.
Right now, Miami loves to throw on first down, going in after a turnover. Let's see what they come up with. They're going to run Crowell. He broke a tackle, battled his way to the 11-yard line that time. And that was Conley. Check that, number 28.
Again, this is the area of the field. If you have a tight end who is effective like Chazinski is, you can do all kinds of business in the middle of a defense.
Now it is second down. Gary is out on the wing right behind Chazinski. Brown is over here on the right. He throws complete to Gary, and Gary is wrapped up immediately by Streeter. So it's a 3rd down for the Hurricanes. The ball at the Notre Dame 11-yard line.
Notre Dame is doing down here is playing zone defense, and as soon as Steve Walsh throws it, they react, and if they catch it, they're not going anywhere after the catch.
Walsh changing the play. Over the middle, incomplete. And Wes Pritchett, number 34, dropping back to defend that pass. And it is 4th down again. A great defensive stand here. And Jimmy Johnson uses one of his 3 timeouts.
Watch right here. Wes Pritchett is the man, number 34, who does a nice job. Steve Walsh throws his ball into traffic. Pritchett makes his drop outside, then reads the eye, steps inside. The ball is thrown behind Gary, but Pritchett makes a nice play on it.
Now the Notre Dame defense coming over to the sideline. Jimmy Johnson brings the offense. So it has come down to this play. It is 4th down. Miami will have the ball at the 11. Gary Stevens, the offensive coordinator, and upstairs he's been talking to the staff on the field.
Brent, the last 4th and 7. That's Barry Alvarez, the defensive coordinator from Notre Dame. The last 4th and 7, remember, they converted throwing the ball to Cleveland Gary, but he did fumble. Twice they've faced 4th down today. Both times they've actually thrown the ball for completions that would have picked up the first down.
51 seconds remaining. It's 31-24. Notre Dame, and this 4th down coming up for Miami. Aren't they something? Touchdown, Andre Brown.
Now they'll go for 2, I believe.
Jimmy will use a timeout. It's 31-30 at 45 seconds.
There is such confidence on this entire Miami team, no matter what the circumstances. 4th and 7 is like 1st and 10 for them. It does not faze them. The 3rd time they've had the situation, the 3rd time they've converted. A beautiful lob throw and a great adjustment by Andre Brown, who comes back and makes the catch. Andre Brown, who caught some passes over the middle, watch as he sells Todd Light on the inside move, and the post pattern breaks back out to the corner. This was set up earlier when Andre Brown caught the inside routes. Todd Light bites on it, he breaks out, and then makes a great adjustment.
Miami must decide what kind of a 2-point play to use. They use a play commonly referred to by everyone except an official as a pick play.
A flood, as they call it. And again, on this kind of decision, most teams generally move the ball to the left hash for a right-handed quarterback, which Miami has done. You have that option, and usually there's a flood or a pick on the right side of the formation with your back catching the ball. And most defensive teams know that, and the way you defend it is play zone defense, not man for man.
45 seconds to play. Notre Dame 31, Miami 30, and going for 2. Brown and Dawkins to the right. Incomplete.
Was expecting man-for-man defense, Brent, but just as we said, Barry Alvarez, the defensive coordinator, went zone. They were trying to get the ball to Conley quickly.
So the ball is knocked away. This is Jimmy Johnson watching from the Miami sideline. I want to make one point. There are no losers in this one, and take your hat off to Mr. Jimmy Johnson. He did not play for any tie. If he goes out here, he went out with guns blazing on a dusty street in South Bend, Indiana.
And a year ago, Brent, remember that defense on a 2-point play helped him win a national championship against FSU.
Now, obviously, the onside kick. Carlos Huerta, the star of the Michigan game, with 45 seconds to go. Now, Notre Dame's key here is to get that second line up a little bit closer. Michigan had them far back. You want to keep them up about 3-4 yards in case that ball is ricocheted. That's the key for Notre Dame. Huerta for Miami will attempt to get that spin on grass a little bit different than the carpet they had at Michigan. Let's watch. Now, hold on. The official had not turned him loose yet. Not turned him loose, and they'll come right on back. And, boy, I'll tell you, there are about 4 white jerseys all over Notre Dame down there.
You know, Brent, the key to this thing is to be able to get 2 hops. Not just the one. You get the 2 hops, and you get the uneven bounce.
Now, Lou is changing a couple of players out here. He wants to put Tony Rice. He has sent his quarterback into the game. His quarterback is on the far side 45. How about this one? He's got Tony Rice back here on this onside kick. And he's put him over to the side where Huerta has kicked it. Here's the kick. Did it go far enough? Notre Dame pounced on it anyway. Notre Dame's got it. Johnson, the fullback, wrapped up the onside kick. 42 seconds.
And this is one of the scariest things when you're standing over there and you know the ball's coming to you. But he didn't wait for it. He went after it and got it, and that was the difference. The ball didn't take the big hop that Huerta was expecting.
The echoes are awake this afternoon. Rice keeps the clock moving. Miami down to 1 timeout. They use it up now. Will just kneel down now as the clock continues to tick away the second. Miami cannot stop it this time. This place about to explode. Notre Dame's biggest upset since they ended the Oklahoma streak. Let's go down to John Dockery. John.
Lou, biggest upset in 30 years, biggest upset of your career.
Well, I don't look on it that way. This was won by the Notre Dame Spirit. This game was won by the Notre Dame Spirit. You owe it to the student body, to everybody who's been here at Notre Dame. It's the Spirit that did it.
But you did it also. You were able to run the ball against them and get to Walsh. How?
Hey, our players deserve a lot of credit, but it's the Spirit of Notre Dame, and that's what we sold our players on. That's what it was.
We certainly did believe. Congratulations, Coach.
Here is the moment. There's no greater love affair than that between the student body of this school and the football team.